ReefBum is sponsored by Polo Reef, Champion Lighting and Supply, and GHL.
Hey everybody, and welcome back to another video. So I wanted to provide an update on that video I put out a little while ago about my nutrients cratering and my colors fading in some of my SPS frags. So it's been 3 weeks since that happened to me, and man, things have really turned around for many of the frags. The encouraging thing is that the first frags that showed signs of losing a lot of color were tricolors, the E-Flow, and those have just responded in a big way to what I had been doing to combat that problem, which is raising my nutrients. As I talked about, I really upped my feeding with my do-it-yourself coral and fish food. I doubled what I normally had been feeding in a day. I also had upped my phosphate dosing, and I tweaked my nitrate dosing. I don't think I increased it too much, but it's really the phosphates that I believe were the primary problem. And you know, on also what I had seen on some recent ICP tests was that I had a very low levels of iodine. So I don't know if that had anything to do with the issue besides very low phosphates, but I have decided to start dosing iodine. I had been dosing iodine a while ago, but I stopped doing that, but now I'm going to start that up again. But really, I think it's just the increased amount of nutrients that I'm putting into the tank. I took the algae scrubber offline. It's been offline for the period of time that I'm talking about, 3 weeks. I've stopped dosing the remediate, captivate, remediate bacteria. So really everything that I was doing to help control nutrients, I've stopped doing, and I'm really trying to lean on more of the addition of the phosphates as well as some of the nitrates via the feeding versus the dosing of the liquid phosphate. So I'm going to continue doing what I've been doing. I've noticed a little bit more cyano, a little bit more algae in the systems because of that, which is not a big surprise. I always kind of walk that fine line about, you know, having a certain level of nitrates and phosphates where I will kind of see some problematic algae popping up, but I'm just still being very diligent with siphoning out detritus and trying to make sure my systems are as clean as they can be in that sense. So yeah, I just don't want to have any nutrient sinks in all of my systems to try to prevent that from happening. And I think it's also very important when you do get algae that show up in your tanks to do as much as you can to manually siphon that stuff out, because if you do have a lot of algae growing, then those will be competing for the phosphates and the nitrates, which is, I think, what's happening to me. So I will continue on the road, but I think this just shows how resilient acros can be and how important it is not to toss things that look half dead or just really have lost a ton of color. They will come back, and you know, there's still a few pieces that do not have the color that they had before this incident had happened, but I'm gonna hold on to them, you know, these frags, because I just feel like over time that they will bounce back. Digging into the numbers specifically for the phosphate readings, according to my weekly ICP tests, I was getting 0.01 for phosphate for both systems, and according to my test kit, I was getting 0. So yeah, but the most recent readings I was getting with my test kit, which I was using the HANA test kit for phosphate, my one system was a 0.1 and the other system was 0.07. So I think I am heading in the right direction in terms of where I need to be for that stuff in terms of the phosphate levels. So that's going to do it for this video. If you liked it, please give it a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button if you haven't done so already. Until next time, be safe and be well. Later.